Hello and welcome again here to Queens. Alongside DJ Sixsmith, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk right now.
St. John's 13-4 on the season, Ralph, but the last couple games have been a struggle. 2 straight losses here at home, 3 of the last 4, so a major game for St. John's to get back rolling. Well, it's been a few years, and it's all about bringing that championship home and keeping it here in Queens. It's going to be interesting for St. John's, a team that's so athletic on the wings, off to its best start in quite some time. You're a top 25 team now. You're the one that's being hunted. Are you ready for the challenge? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Overtime, Fordham's only TV sports talk show. I'm your host, DJ Sixsmith. $218 million will only buy you one playoff win this year. After making the NLCS last season, the Los Angeles Dodgers were bounced out of the playoffs in 4 games by the St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. A very interesting time in college football. 2 of the biggest schools in the entire land have coaching vacancies. No more Brady Hoke in Michigan, and Will Muschamp got the Gator chomp. All right, that will do it for our first episode of Overtime this year. Thank you so much for everybody who contributed. For my guys at the desk, Kenny Ducey, Anthony Pusick. This is DJ Sixsmith. That will do it from the Bronx. Ball game is over. We'll see you next week on Overtime.
If I was an opposing manager back in the late 40s, what would the scouting report have been on 20-year-old Vin Scully?
Just get it over the plate. You'll get him out.
Vin, when you look at your career, you've been touched by so many great people, but Red Barber was one of the first to believe in your talents. If Red were still around today, what would he think of the announcer and the man that you've become?
Well, I would hope that he would be proud of his work.
All right, Vin, finally, let's wrap things up here. You've spoken so eloquently about baseball players for so many years. What's one word to describe who Vin Scully is?
DJ Sixsmith here at the Rose Hill Gym. First ever video edition of the Game Time podcast. Couldn't have asked for a better guest. Joe Lunardi, ESPN bracketologist. Joe, great to be with you. How are you today?
Apparently no other English-speaking guest was available for the big podcast.
So, Joe, college basketball is your baby. How did you first develop your love for basketball? Who was most influential in doing that for you? DJ Sixsmith here in New York City for AOL Sports. Thurman Munson was one of the greatest Yankees to ever wear pinstripes, and tonight, for the 35th time, we honor his legacy. Steve Weatherford, a Super Bowl champion, affected by ADHD as a kid, now giving back to the community. There's nothing you love more. Reporting live from New York, DJ Sixsmith, AOL Sports. Coach Moorhead has lost just one game right here at Jack Coffey Field, as the Fordham Rams won their first Patriot League title since 2007 and made the FCS playoffs for the 2nd straight year. While Coach Moorhead is locked up through 2022, there are many people that wonder, would he ever leave, and what would it take for him to leave? Keith, finally, when you look back at your career, who has been the most important person in making you the person you are today, the baseball player you were? Who would you say that one person is?
It'd be unquestionably Lou Brock.
So who is Mookie Wilson away from baseball? What's the guy like who's not in the field in a Mets uniform? What are some of your favorite hobbies away from the sport?
I got some of the same hobbies. I just have time to do them now.
When you look back at your career, you're a guy that almost had 3,000 hits. What was the most important key to you for hitting the baseball? Because so many young guys struggle with that today. What were just some of the finer points that you really focused on when hitting?
Well, I mean, you have to be a competitor, you know.